The 11th ranked team in the country, the Louisville Cardinals, concluded their 4-game home stretch with the Ohio Bobcats coming to town. Ohio was coming off a long road trip after falling to St. Mary's on Tuesday, while Louisville was riding high after defeating 6th-ranked Kentucky. The action started right away with Isaac McNeely draining 2 threes. The Bobcats kept up with the tempo, keeping the score within 6 through the first 5 minutes. The Cardinals started to find their groove offensively. A team that came into the game averaging over 100 points could not miss from behind the arc, in the first half going 9 for 17. Both teams found themselves in foul trouble, with 22 fouls being called through the first 20 minutes. Ohio had a small run to end the half, but still trailed 59-44. In the second half, Louisville kept increasing the tempo and intensity, but they could not shake the Bobcats as Jackson Pavletsky would go on to have a career game, dropping 28 points. He would end as the game's leading scorer. Ohio head coach Jeff Bowles had high praise for his point guard.
I thought Jackson was the best player on the floor a lot of times, today. We asked him to do a lot and to handle the pressure that they, gave you. He's working the ball, and he drew 10 fouls, and he does a great job of putting the defense under duress by getting to the paint a lot. He finished tonight. I was glad to see him be aggressive. Shooting the basketball is something we need him to continue to do. But he left every ounce of energy on the floor tonight.
The Cardinals would go on a 9-0 run 10 minutes into the half to expand their lead to 20. Ohio was making plays on both sides of the ball, but turnovers would be costly for the Bobcats, as 17 turnovers would lead to 26 extra chance points. Louisville had 6 players that reached the double-digit mark in points. The Cardinals remained lethal from the field after shooting 50% in the game. The offensive firepower lifted them to a 106-81 victory. Louisville head coach Pat Kelsey has a lot of respect for Ohio.
It's hard for them to get games because you're going to play against a really well-coached team. That older veteran guys, they had 4th and 5th year dudes. They have a really good point guard. They have a good scheme. And if you're not on it, a team like that will come here and bust you in the mouth. Those kids weren't afraid. They were gritty. They were tough. And they got our best shot.
Ohio will get to travel back home and play their first game of the SummerSlam against Bethune-Cookman on November 19th. Louisville has another tough non-conference opponent ahead of them, as they will play at Cincinnati on November 21st. Reporting for Bobcat Showcase, I'm Evan Johnson.